Well, hello there. My name's Fred Green. Welcome back to Wilderness Adventures. Well, if you, coming back from the last episode, you must realize by now I've already had some kind of premonition about my untimely demise earlier. Sorry about that. But we are starting, fresh, and I found another lake and a little nook to help protect myself. Very nice, I must say. We've got a campfire started, and we're doing all right, except for I had to stay overnight just crouched and listening to the nighttime sounds of crickets and owls. However, the dead didn't bug me, so that's lovely. Well, let's gather some firewood and a couple more implements and see if we can't create the items that we need. Before we scout around and find any more resources like firewood and stones to help create the tools we need, let's organize our camp just a little bit. There we go. All right, now let's create a food bag. There we go. All right, looks like we've got some rotten food already. We'll use that for compost. Oh, we've got some scissors. We might use those in another capacity. All right, now let's put all our fresh food in here. And we are going to have to be careful to eat all of the fresh food first. And everything that we can cook and that won't go bad, that is what we will hold on to later. Mussels. All right. We are set for at least a couple days. I'm going to learn from my mistakes and make sure I look this way in case the dead come by. Unfortunately, all we have is fresh type food, so we're going to have to overeat, make sure we gain our weight. There we go. That is wonderful. All right. And we'll put some trash that we know we may never need right down here. We'll try to find a little bag or something, or garbage can. See if we can't do any better. All right. Okay, well, let's eat some of this mint here that's gone stale. It's going to make me a little unhappy. But I'm going to try not to waste much. All right, a small handle. I'm going to put it right there. We'll have to find a way to make more storage at some point. Okay, now this other garbage bag. All right, dried apricots. Tell you what, since those are dried, we're going to keep it right over there. And a tire pump. We'll name this our seed bag, just in case we live that long. Okay, this particular bag right here is a miscellaneous bag. We're going to keep that down right there. And maybe we might find some in a little bit. Okay, before I get too tired and bored, apparently, we're going to see if we can't find any more firewood and stones. And we are still fairly close to... Oh, good. Okay. A flint nodule. That's going to help with some of the napping that I'll be doing. Great, great. Twigs, always good for kindling. Now let's follow this road for a little bit while we still have a bit of energy. We'll do our best to not make sure... Well, I'm going to get tired, that's for sure. And tonight, I'm most likely going to sleep on the ground and have a very uncomfortable go of it. Tomatoes. All right. Now let's check over here. Looks like there's some buildings. All right. Hemp. That's going to be helpful. Then we could create twine or rope, anything we need to help bind things together. Sort of the wilderness man's duct tape. Okay, I'm going to pick up this big log. We're really overloaded, so we're going to get back to camp and sort things there. Make sure I don't get too tired. So far, I haven't seen the dead, so this spot is indeed quieter than it ever was last time. Can also help myself by not carrying this tire iron around. Since we're not breaking and entering, well, that's going to help. Alright, I'll see you back at camp. Alright, I can research a craft for this tree branch. Probably a weapon of some sort that won't be of use to us, but it'll be good to know it, just because knowledge is always power. A large, bone-spiked weapon. Yeah, it's no good for us at the moment. Alright, well, I am out of water, but I think me having an iron gut will help in the short term. I'd still like to find something where I can boil water, but for now, let's get a drink. Alright, we'll just be careful. Alright, let's continue sorting everything here. Alright, lots of tree branches, that's helpful. Alright, this hemp dog bait. Let's put it in this bag here. This will kind of be our general bag until we can find more storage. I'll for sure forget about it if I put it on the ground. Unless it's really obvious, like that sheet over there. Okay, we're nice and light. Now, let's pick up this food bag. And see what we can eat without cooking anything. That bread's nice. Can't just slice it, huh? I've really got to go into my inventory here, or my building, to slice bread, huh? My goodness, I need that firm, flat surface. Well, I'm not one to grumble about much, but I gotta tell you, this is a little ridiculous. Alright, can I slice the bread now? Good. I've got some ham in there. Maybe I can make a sandwich or something. There we go. Let's slice everything up that we need. Alright, bologna, salami. Oh, it'd be nice to have some cheese and lettuce, but hey, beggars cannot be choosers. Alright, I'll take that for the moment. Boy, I'm really tired now. Well, let's get myself a full belly here. Let's go over here so I know I'm safe. Boy, I gotta keep remembering that, don't I? There we go. We have made a meat and vegetable sandwich with herbs and fresh honey. Well, that's gonna help with our hunger and unhappiness, so let's eat that. Alright, I've got some items that we need. We are tired, we're stuffed, so that's lovely. I tell you what, let's go and check these buildings over here just to see what they're all about. And see if we can't refill our water bottle, maybe find a blank or other tools here. Great. As it looks like so far we're going to be sleeping on the ground. But to do that, I've got to be fully exhausted, and it looks like it's in my immediate future. Alright, wish me luck. Alright, there's a little restaurant right there. But there's 2 of the dead that are just hanging out right there. I've got to really be careful. Let's see if we can't find another space. And there's another one there. I don't want to draw them anywhere closer to this road. And they already got my scent. No, maybe not. Okay. I'm not the most quiet of fellows, so this sneaking around is a little more intimidating, and gosh, hurts my back. Look at that. Alright, here's a car. Another one right down there to the south. Another one there. Let's see if this is open right here. Okay, is he following? No, alright. Let's check in here. Burnt sweet potato. Alright. That's locked. Let's see if there's a window or something. Alright, that's locked too. Oh boy. Well, there is a window there. But darn. I have to be very careful. I am extremely tired right now. Okay. Let's see. Oh boy. Alright. Yep, they're all around here. But what we're going to have to do is go nice and wide. Oh yes, this is terrifying. See if we can't check this vehicle real quick. Okay. We're in. Notebook, rubber band, cigarettes, nothing here. Alright. Okay, let's draw them all this way. So we know they're not going to come around to camp. Alright, come on you. Oh boy, this is scary. Okay. There's 3 of them on me right now. Oh boy, my heart's pounding. Alright, and then we're going to go check one of those windows there. I get my screwdriver out just in case. I'm not going to hurt you guys, but just in case those windows are broken, give myself enough chance. Inside that warehouse, maybe we can find some tools. Okay. All right. Oh boy, right there. Darn. Oh boy, this is difficult. All right, let's check this window real quick. Oh my goodness. It is not my lucky day. Well, that'll draw all the dead that way. Tell you what, let's go wide. And go way up to the north. And then we'll head back to camp. It is just going to be what it is. And then, hopefully, all the dead will be drawn to that building. And maybe we can search that restaurant. Okay, they're all headed that way. Let's just take our time. I am going to just try to slowly get back to camp once I get to the other side there, to the east. I'll do a little bit more foraging. And I'm thirsty again, so we're going to have to slowly sip from the lake without getting sick here. All right, I'll see y'all back at camp. All right, I made it back to camp. I am very overloaded, but I found a lot of good things here. Stones and tree branches and such. So, let's put some of these items down right here. All right, broken branch. Let's get on this side of the fire there. Just destroying enough for fuel. And we'll see if we can't get it started with what we have on hand. I'm not confident. But there's only one way to find out. All right, looks like a hoarder's dream. But so far, here we are. Okay. All right. Now, let's take a drink of water. Hopefully we're okay with that, but there's just nothing else I can do. All right. Okay, we've got 3.5 hours of fuel in there. I just got no way to light the fire. All right. Now let me peruse my belongings here and see what I can do. All right. I'm able to make a hammer, a stone hammer, using my kitchen knife to kind of carve up the tree branch and fix the stone and attach it with some of these rags. I got to figure out how to work this dog bane, this hemp. That way I don't have to use up all these rags. All right. There we go. All right, keep a couple of these things as favorites, just so I don't accidentally drop them. Okay, now, let's see if we can't work an axe here. All right, again, rags. I don't want to do that. Yep. How about making string? No? Twine? There we go. Alright, wooden rod. Alright, well, let's see what we can do about that. Carving. Our wooden rod requires a plank. Well, look at that. I got plenty of sticks. Let's see if I can do it with those. Planks are hard until I can get a saw going, and, well, that's really hard to make in a crude fashion. Alright, a tree branch. Good. Yeah, the problem with the crafting here is I really don't know what I need at the moment. So I'm doing the most basic of things that I can do. So we are going to figure this out together. All right, there we have it now. Twine. Nope. Okay, I need that firm, flat surface again. Kitchen knife, wooden rod, hemp dog bane. We'll make the twine, which I hope now will be a good binder for when I'm making tools so I can save my rags. And in the event that I get hurt. Okay. Alright, let's make as much of that as we can. Okay. Alright, we've got our twine. That's nice. And our wooden rod, in the event we want to make more. Gonna have to remember all that. Okay, this is sort of my extras bag. Let's keep a lot of these things on hand. Just for the moment. Okay, and until it is fully nighttime, what else can I make? All right. Carve a trowel. Well, that's helpful. I suppose well, it'd be nice to... Well, I don't think I'm going to live here. Again, we're going to find out that to the southwest there. Hitting needles? Boy. Steak? Oh, that okay. Let's see. A wooden stool. Oh, but I could use some rags. That is tempting. All right. There we go. I can make an axe. Let's go and do that real quick. Oops. Should I grab a tree branch? Then we can use that to help cut down trees if we need. Okay. Let's craft that axe. Good. All right, head back to camp. Just a little bit of light left. Let's attach that to the back. Good. All right. Okay, I've got some things on me at the moment. Let's go and get another drink of water. So far, so good. Doesn't look like it's hurting me quite yet. It does taste fairly foul. And let's make another sandwich. It's nice to find some of these fresh herbs and vegetables here. And honey is seasoning. Boy, oh boy, I never thought I'd enjoy a sandwich such as that, but here we go. My weight's still going down, so we're gonna have to figure that out at some point, but hopefully I'm at least staving it off for the moment. Okay, there we go. All right, let's place that right here. And I am so weak and tired, desperately, inhumanely tired. All right, friends, I'm going to attempt to go to bed right here. One last check around. Okay. It's quiet enough. Let's sleep on the ground. Wish me luck, and I hope to see you in the morning. Well, hi there. Well, that was nice. So far, so good. We've got a couple of crude tools created. We are okay on our food, probably for another day, 2 days, assuming none of it starts going rotten. I am going to do some more foraging. I'm going to look for some better tools and some ways to make this camp a little bit more livable, at least for the short term, and then we'll look for a long-term solution, all right? All right, friends. Thank you for joining me on my wilderness adventure. I hope to see you again.
Hey mates, thanks for watching. I hope you had as much fun as I did. If you liked what you saw, please go ahead, leave a comment, subscribe, come back for another video. I really appreciate your time and support, and I can't wait to take you on another adventure. Thank you so much.